All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 7th Avenue North Intersection Improvements online webinar. We're going to give just a minute here to make sure that all the participants have a chance to populate into the meeting, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, and it looks like we have about everybody joining us. So thank you again for joining us for the 7th Avenue North Intersections Project virtual open house and live question and answer session. During the online session, MDT and project team members will provide an overview of the project and talk about planned construction activities. A live question and answer session will be held immediately following the presentation to answer your questions. To participate in the Q&A session, locate the Q&A button on the bottom of your screen. It will allow you to type in and submit questions during the presentation. We will hold all questions and answer them after the presentation. These online sessions will be recorded, and a copy of the recording will be posted on the project website. So please invite your neighbors, coworkers, and friends that couldn't attend this earlier session today to view the presentation by visiting the project's website. The website address will be shown at the end of the presentation. And next, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Dave Cunningham with MDT.
Yeah, hi everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Again, my name is Dave Cunningham, and I am the Butte District Construction Engineer. MDT's mission is to plan, build, operate, and maintain a safe and resilient transportation infrastructure to move Montana forward. MDT is looking forward to seeing the benefits provided by the 7th Avenue Intersections Project. With construction starting in July, MDT Construction wanted to take this opportunity to describe the project and the steps we are taking to make this project go as smoothly as possible for the public. Again, we thank you for your participation in today's presentation and question and answer session, and appreciate your interest and engagement in this project. So again, I am Dave Cunningham. I'm the District Construction Engineer, and I'd like to do some other introductions to the other people involved in the project. First, I'll have you introduce yourself, Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad Mosel. I'm the construction project manager for MDT for this project.
Okay, Jeff.
My name is Jeff Harrison. I'm the district construction operations for this project in the Butte District.
Okay, Tom. Tom? Sorry, we're having some technical difficulty, but Tom Etchert is the representative from Knife River. Brandon?
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Brandon Coates with RBCI. We are helping MDT out with the public outreach for construction on this project.
And Andy?
Yes, good afternoon. This is Andy Barsness. I also work in public involvement for the project for RBCI.
All right, thanks everybody. And that's everybody on the team. Now I'm going to turn the microphone over for some more details from our MDT construction project engineer, Chad Mosel.
Thanks, Dave. My name is Chad Mosel, and I'm the project manager for the 7th Avenue Intersections project. MDT is making improvements to a busy section of 7th Avenue in Bozeman between West Main Street and the intersection of Nichols Drive and Wheat Drive. This project includes a crack seal and a seal and cover or chip seal, in addition to milling and paving to address rutting at some of the intersections through the corridor. 2 intersections with 7th Avenue North, Peach Street, and Oak Street will be widened as a part of the project to better facilitate traffic flow. Construction is anticipated to begin in late July 2025 and will be substantially completed later this fall. The contractor will likely be chip sealing in 2026 due to weather and temperature limitations. This project will enhance the flow of traffic along 7th Avenue, improve the alignment of side streets, and help pedestrian and vehicle traffic move more safely and efficiently. Peach Street will be widened and the shoulder on Oak Street will be restored. This will change the traffic configuration of these two streets where they intersect 7th Avenue North. The signals at the intersections in the project will also be upgraded to help better facilitate the flow of traffic. So that includes Peach Street, Oak Street, Tamarack, and Mendenhall signals will be upgraded. Currently, there are ruts in the driving surface of 7th Avenue North that affect both the ride quality and longevity of the roadway. The crack seal, chip seal, and resurfacing work will address wear and tear on the roadway and ensure the road can continue to serve the traveling public for years to come. Sidewalks and signals in the project area will be upgraded to be Americans with Disabilities Act or ADA compliant. These upgrades will help pedestrians travel through the project area with improved safety and ease of use. During construction, traffic control may shift and change, but in general, motorists can expect intersection sidewalk closures and pedestrian detours, brief on-street parking disruptions during pavement work. Flaggers may direct traffic at times. We'll have temporary nighttime lane closures, reduced speed limits, delays at times, and wide loads may also be restricted at times. At least one access to each business will remain open during construction. While the chip seal is taking place and the paving, there may be periods of approximately half an hour where approaches must be closed to allow for proper curing of the pavement and the chip seal. Now I'll turn it over to Andy Barsness with RBCI to discuss the next steps.
Thanks, Chad. Keeping the public informed throughout project construction is a high priority for MDT. MDT is planning to use a variety of methods to communicate with the public during the construction of the project. These will include mailers, news media, social media, email, text messages, and updates to the project website. Information to sign up for construction updates will be available on the next slide. And another tool for getting the most up-to-date information about construction and road conditions throughout Montana is the 511mt.net website and app. And with that, I would like to thank you for participating in today's meeting. I'd like to remind you all that you can use that Q&A button on the bottom of your screen to submit any comments or questions you have at this time. If you have any comments or questions at any time down the road, please feel free to contact me using the information at the bottom of this slide. And I'd also encourage anyone who would like routine updates about the status of construction to sign up for construction updates using the information in the box on this slide. Construction email and text updates are very often the first way that project information is distributed to the public, and these updates can be a valuable resource to anyone who commutes through the project area regularly. So with that, I'd like to thank you again, and next I will turn it over to Brandon Coates to begin our Q&A session.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, as Andy mentioned briefly before, there's the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. If you find that button, pop it up. It should give you a text box to type in any of your questions. And as they come in to us here, we will go ahead and answer them in order. So feel free, if you don't have any questions, you can type that into the box as well so we know to move along. So we are open for questions. Looks like we got some questions coming in now. Thank you for those. Looks like first question we have is from Patty, and Patty she's interested in protecting the trees on Peach Street near the intersection with North 7th Avenue and wants to know if those trees will be protected.
So I could answer that question. This is Dave. Basically, back in the design process, we looked at multiple options to make this Peach Street intersection work, which required us to widen that roadway to put a dedicated left turn lane in there. And with those options, we looked at options with boulevard versus non-boulevard. But the reality is where those trees are located is actually would be in the roadway to facilitate that widening to put that dedicated turn lane in there. So as the plan currently is with construction is the trees on Peach Street on the north side will need to be removed to allow us to construct that intersection to function as designed.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Our next question comes from Jason. Jason wants to know, will the sidewalks remain the same as they are today, aside from the ADA changes at each corner?
I can probably get this one also. So most of them will remain very close to the same. We did have to get a little right away to make them the appropriate size to get those turning radiuses in there. However, on the Peach Street one and on the Oak Street one where we're doing the widenings, so those sidewalks did get moved, 10 to 20 feet, depending on the situation for the widening to the north on those to facilitate those turn lanes and those extra lanes. So those sidewalks will change based on that design criteria there. The other ones, for the most part, are going to look pretty similar. They might be a little bit wider, but as far as locations, they're going to remain relatively the same.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Another question we had coming in from Jenny. Jenny wants to know, which end will you begin construction? So which end of 7th Avenue, I believe. It's a question there. Tom, is that something that you can answer? Do you have a plan yet?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you.
Oh, I'm figuring this out. Hey, we're to be able to accomplish the project in 43 days. We're kind of going to have to get after everything, kind of all the corners we need to remove. The ADA corners, the electrician's got to get in bases. We need storm drain on Oak needs to go underground. And then the hydrants on both of those widenings. That's before we can even start concrete work, which is probably 3 different pours per corner. You'd have to do the curb first and then do the landings and then come back with the ramp. So time-wise, there's very little time to accomplish the project, so we kind of need to get after the entire project. Because there isn't a whole lot of work, and just to be able to keep crews busy. I mean, Peach Street is probably the biggest part of the project, but to keep crews busy and efficient, we're going to have to be jumping around a lot.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Jenny had a follow-up question, and the question is, will you do signage for business access? And I believe, Dave, you probably can answer that question.
Yeah, so the contractor is required to keep business access open virtually at all times. And if there is one of your entrances is closed, we will have signage up for that specifically states business access, and they'll basically follow that kind of like a detour to get everybody back into your business. So yes, there will be signage for business access.
Thanks again, Dave. Any other questions? And Jenny, did we answer your question sufficiently? Jenny has a follow-up question. She wants to know, will you redo our boulevard after widening? Which boulevard would that be, Jenny? Which street are you asking about? Oak Street. So will we redo Oak Street after the widening at Oak Street?
Yeah, I'm looking at the plan right now. Oak Street.
While Chad's looking up that plan detail on Oak Street, again, if you have any other questions, feel free to send them in at any time. Also, as a reminder, I'll remind you real quick, the slide that is up on the screen right now does have contact information for Andy. So if you have any questions at any time during construction, feel free to get a hold of Andy. There's a phone number for the project as well. We can answer questions and help you out that way too. So.
So it looks like on Oak Street, on the northeast corner where we're widening the road, the sidewalk will be right up against the curb after construction. That was probably done to minimize the need to buy right away from the adjacent property owners. And that's through the Lou Valley and Comfort Inn properties there.
Okay, thank you, Chad.
It
Oh,
looks,
on the-
looks
on the
like
Days
the
Inn side?
boulevard is restored at Comfort Inn there, across that approach. Is that
It
correct?
is?
Yeah.
Okay. She said in the Q&A, she's at Days Inn. We are not moving the sidewalk in front of the Days Inn.
Jenny says thank you. Again, Jenny, if you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to us. Okay. We haven't had any other questions for a bit, so we'll just give it another couple minutes here, and we will conclude if we don't have any other questions coming in.
Oh.
Well, I think that will conclude our presentation for today. And we just want to thank you all again for joining us. And Again, feel free to reach out to us at any time during construction at the contact information listed on the screen. Thank you all.